Good evening, good evening, good evening. When I tell you, being your own engineer and everything else that goes with running a show, tonight has happened. Good evening, and welcome. Welcome to Around the Table. I am your host, Vision Coach Alicia. And as always on Friday evening, I am just so excited to be here. Let's see what we have going on here tonight. I am going to check over on YouTube. We're good there. Let me come back over here to Facebook. We're good here. And IG is just not going to happen tonight. But listen, I want you to share. Tell me where you're tuning in from. And listen, go get yourself something to drink and come sit around the table with me for a while. Tonight, I have an Arnold Palmer, my own homemade Arnold Palmer, and I am excited to be here with you tonight on Around the Table. As always, on Friday nights, I bring to you a very special guest. And so tonight is absolutely no different. I am going to bring up my guest in just a moment. Let me just check my live on my page. Let me check it also on my business page, and then we are going to get shaken tonight on Friday night. Listen, I've had a good day today. I've did some things that made me happy earlier today, and so now I want to make you all happy as you come and sit around the table with me. So without any further delay, let me bring my guest up tonight, and here she is, Dr. Yolanda Everett. Hi, how are you?
I'm
You're a little bit low out of the screen. Sit up or come up so that my audience can see you as we chat. How you doing?
I'm always good, Apostle Mentor. How are you today?
I am absolutely fantastic. Thank you for being here with me tonight on Around the Table. We are going to get started in just a minute. As I said, when you're your own engineer, when you're everything tries to happen, but listen, I know that God is in the midst of this show, so everything is going to be all right. Listen, tonight is the 4th of July weekend is coming up, and I know everybody's getting prepared for what they want to do for 4th of July. I have not yet decided what I am going to do, but this 4th of July, I'm going to do something. I'm not going to stay at home. So I want you to make a decision now, mentally, what you're going to do. Take action, do it, get it done, and enjoy your 4th of July weekend. And so let's get into this tonight. This person have been rocking with me for a long time, at least about 20 years. It has to be at least about 20 years or maybe a little more. And we have not missed a beat. We don't have to speak to each other every day, but when we do speak, it has value. And so I realized that she's been working on a project, and she's been working on this project for some time. And sometimes we don't understand the value and the importance of what other people are trying to do. And so I decided tonight that I would like to bring here with me around the table Dr. Yolanda Everett so we could talk about her project. I have been attached to one of her projects before. I've written in that project, and she has written in a project that I've done. And so we are very familiar about when it comes to trying to get a project done, and you have to do and go the extra mile. So tonight is the extra mile. So come on up here and introduce yourself to our audience tonight. I'm going to share it out to a few people while you introduce yourself. Go right ahead.
Well, I'm Yolanda Everett, and I, as Apostle mentioned, I've written several books, several anthologies, and this one is no different. Well, it is different actually, and I'm just so elated that God trusted me with this particular project. This project, I thought the first one that I did, I thought it was challenging, but it turned out to be very rewarding. But this one, I know that the hand of God is upon it because there's been so much controversy and just people wanting money, wanting me to pay them, and I'm like, oh Lord, this is not that kind of project.
Right in your book, they
Yes,
wanted you to pay them. Yes, I understand that. Okay, keep going.
yes, and so um, there's been some challenges with it, and then at the last minute, well, two challenges. The main challenge is when you have a project and you just reach out to those that are nearest and dearest, or those that are in your community, so to speak, in your circle. And I've been working on this project since I think October or November of last year. And so I reached out,
2024.
yes, yes.
Okay.
And so I reached out to a few people that that are in my circle, and oh yeah, we'll participate, we will submit. And unfortunately, as of today, none of those persons have submitted, and so it was kind of challenging and little heartfelt. But then God gave me a dream, and He said, "Get out of your comfort zone," because I didn't
Hmm.
post it on Facebook. I didn't want to. I didn't want people to think, "Oh, who is this hacker? Who's this, stalker?" And but I had this dream, and so I did put it out on Facebook, and literally, it exploded, kind of, sort of. So a lot of people have like 30 submissions just from posting on Facebook. I've met
Okay.
dynamic, dynamic, resilient women. Matter of fact, one of the ladies in Texas, we're going to do a tea next year. Another lady, we're going to do a marriage retreat. So I'm just like, okay, Lord, you got me out my comfort zone. And so,
Hmm.
um, but again, it is challenging, especially when you hear little things. Well, you know, um, what's different about this anthology? And the difference is this is not just an anthology. This book is called Sister to Sister. Um, Words of exploration, I'm sorry, words of encouragement, words of inspiration from resilient Black American women.
Uh-huh.
That's what this book is all about. But
Okay.
it's not only an anthology, it's also a resource directory. Okay.
Research. Explain that.
Okay. So what the usually, again, with the anthology, we're telling people about, oh, this is what I did, this is what happened to me. Oh, wazzy wazzy woo woo, but I overcame, and this is what I'm doing now. See me, see me. But we don't give them resources to say, hey, this is how you can do it. You know what? Connect with Ladies with Purpose. They can help you with your resume. They can help you, look for work. They can help you get.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. So it's not just a Me Too book. It is a very unique vision. And that's the thing that we have to understand, that when we have a vision, God will make the provision. And sometimes we have our own ideas of how we want to do things, but God challenges us to do things a different way. I just this week had to pivot and completely make a different decision about how I'm going to do something, because it was me. It was how I wanted to do it. Was I listening to God? Was He telling me to do it this way? And as you said, you were doing it the way you envisioned and thought you wanted to do it. And now that you have, God gave you a dream, you're a dreamer, He's given you a dream. And now, as you are following the dream, you posted it, explosion, because
Yes,
this is how God wanted it to be. The connections that you're talking about that He's now doing and opening doors would not have been opened had you done it the way you thought you wanted to do it. So that is why when we're being in the will of God is just so absolutely important. And
right,
so I'm just excited because I'm one of those that had been lax. I mean, I was supposed to turn mine in January. February came, everything. So I can take the blame. I can take, but then when I started, I read what you had posted on Facebook, and I said, she's really seriously trying to do something to affect women's lives. Let me bring her on the show. Let her have an opportunity to speak and let people know exactly what she's doing. So go ahead.
okay. And so the key thing here is not just being their cheerleader. Wow, 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 you can do it. Just boom, bah, but giving them resources at their fingertips. So another unique thing about this project, Apostle, is that it's going to women's shelters, domestic violence shelters, and
Mm-hmm. Come
institutions.
on.
I have connected with women all across the U.S. I've connected with shelter directors all across the U.S. and Canada. So I'm going international.
Come
Uh,
on. Come on.
I have
Yes.
I have 15 women correctional, well, halfway houses, and then 50 correctional institutions where this book will be going to. And what it is when like women get ready to parole, this book will be in their case manager's office or in the library, and they could go through it. They can read words of encouragement, but yet and still, well, you know what? I need a shelter. Is there any shelters in Texas? Are there any shelters in Oklahoma? And so this information will be in the book. Um,
Okay.
so this is why it's really unique. It's a unique book, project.
I can hear that. I can hear that. Let's go back a little bit. Your volume is gone. We're
Okay.
not we're not able to hear you. I think something fell in your volume. Your volume.
Um,
Here we go. I can hear you.
okay.
Yes, I can hear you. So let's go back
Hmm.
because I know what it's like to go into a prison environment with women and to take a tool, a book, and that's exactly what it is because I did it for about 2 years, and it makes a difference in the lives of women when they know that there are others on the outside that care about them. When you're in a shelter and you have gone through trauma or whatever it is you may have been dealing with, and you have a resource that makes you feel that you're not alone. So if someone is in Michigan, someone is in California or in Texas, you are saying that what you're going to do with this book is provide a resource that will give them contact information so that they will be able to connect once they come out of prison, once they come out of a shelter, they really realize and know that they are not alone.
Correct. Exactly. You hit it on the head, nail on the head. That's exactly, and that was the, the main purpose of this book,
Mhm.
is to provide resources. And so all the
Okay.
ladies are, they provided their submission, they provided their contact information, their website, little information about their program or their ministry. So it's going to be a
Yes.
whole lot of resources. It's not just going to be, the shelters or food banks. It's going to be
Okay.
going to be hairstylists. It's going to be employment services.
Opportunities. Okay. Can I ask you to adjust a little bit because your name is running right in your. There we go. There we go. That's what I need. I need you to be able to be visible so they could see who is behind this awesome project that God has given to you. And we realize that when you're doing something and you're trying to execute it without any real backing, that you need to have whatever is available to you as a resource to
Exactly.
be able to do what you're doing. So listen, ladies, tonight is Friday night. This is Around the Table. I am your vision coach, Apostle Alicia George. And tonight, my guest is Dr. Yolanda Everett. And she's a pastor as well. And so I know her heart, and I know the heart that is behind this project. So I think by now, probably since you made the adjustment, you have enough women to write. So let's. Do you need more women?
If more ladies would like to participate, I would love to have them. I've extended the deadline the last time, which is
Okay.
July 5th. I've I've been
What is the deadline?
July 5th.
July the 5th. July 5th. Listen, y'all. If you want to be a part of this project, July 5th is the absolute deadline. What is the name of the book? One more time.
Sister to Sister, inspirational words from resilient African American women. Um,
Wow.
I do want to preface, though, it's not just for African American ladies; it's for anyone. However, this is how God gave it to me, was Black American women, and so um, that's why the title is such. And this is a whole separate story, if you will. How the project came about. Just in a nutshell, of course, my nonprofit organization, Ladies with Purpose, we offer employment, career counseling therapy to young ladies
We
between
have some distortion in the background. Okay, there we go. It's quiet now. Let's see if I can hear you speak.
Okay, so
Yes.
Ladies with Purpose is an organization. I've had it over half my life. 32 years I've had this organization where we offer, counseling and career advisement to young ladies, right? And so um, I never did grants because I didn't want our clients to be just, a number. Oh, you on welfare? Are you a Black American? I didn't want all that stigma. But last year, someone gave me information about grants for African American entrepreneurs, and so
Mm-hmm.
I at it, and they want just what I didn't want to provide. How many are Black American? How many are Hispanic? How many on welfare? How many? It's like they don't
Yeah.
want stigma, and so I did it. But the reason being, Apostle, is that out of 315 clients or ladies with purpose down through the years, I found that 92% were Black American, and out of that, 97% of the Black American young ladies did not have a mother figure, a nurturer, a mentor in their life, and
Mm.
touched my heart. And so that's how the project was birthed.
Wow. This is really very interesting. You said that you have had this organization for over 32 years, half of your life. But what has seemed to happen right now is that it's coming into its own for what it was really established for. That God is now giving you really at this stage the vision of and the purpose of it. I think the book was called Ladies of Purpose,
Yes, ladies with purpose, and they overcame.
and they overcame. Actually, let me do something because I did create a banner because I wanted to really let people see that this is an organization that we as women have to understand that we don't just exist, that we are really planted here for a purpose and to fulfill a purpose in um, our lives, that God has given each of us a purpose, but how they overcame. And so many women today don't even realize that they are overcomers because
Correct.
they just exist. But what I see you providing is an opportunity for other women to write so
Yes.
that this would be generational.
Hmm.
Because one thing that's going to be around in the future is books.
Right.
It's books. People are going to be able to grab a book, read a book, relate to a book. I just love the concept of what it is you are doing because it's not it's like a movement. When you started to say about all the women that you have connected to
Hmm.
in different states, can you imagine working together in unity with each other to bring something to pass that's going to affect the lives of your grandchild, your great grandchild, and your great great grandchild, leaving legacy, which means there's going to have people to be able to update this book because things are going to change the directory system. So I know that there's a lot that's going to be going into this as a project and not just a book. And so I'm so glad that I now can grasp this concept. This is an absolute project, a movement. It's not just a book. So I'm
Correct.
so glad that being the light bulb has finally gone off in my head.
But
So go ahead, continue.
I just wanted to say there's actually an additional link to this book, to this project,
Okay.
because all of the ladies that participate, I'm going to be promoting their businesses. What I mean by that is, after the book is published, I'm going to have, you know, um, Facebook Live or podcast, and I'm going to have each lady individually on the podcast, and I'm going to talk
Mm,
how they felt about the project. Number one, and then secondly, we're going to highlight their businesses. Their men.
awesome. Awesome.
So kind of two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So when do you okay, July 5th is your cutoff date now for people to enter. So when do you expect to actually have the book and the project printed and ready for distribution?
For distribution,
Yeah.
probably mid-August.
Oh, really? Okay. That's faster than I thought. That's good. So so then is July the 5th the last day for submissions?
Correct.
For submissions, okay. Not for saying I want to be a part of the project, but for submissions.
Well,
Correct?
if you are submitting something, you are part of the project.
Okay. Well, because I'm just thinking about timelines, because if I said to you um July 5th, yes, I want to be a part of this project, I have to have my writing submitted by when, so that you could go and have this printed by August. I'm just trying to get a timeline in my head.
Is it one thing I want to preface is that even though I, so many people say, "Oh, I'm, it's so deep, it's so deep. I'm digging out wounds," and that's fine. But that's another project as well. But it's like just providing words of inspiration and a testimonial.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
why. And again, I've been posting it and been having all these different deadlines, and so now I feel this urgency. I feel the urgency, so I can't keep prolonging it. I,
Yes.
I can't.
So, is there words of inspiration and testimonies? Is each person, is there a word count limit for that?
There is not a word count limit anymore. And let me tell you this
Uh,
quickly and briefly is because I said no more than 2,500 words. And then a couple of ladies submitted and they were so conscientious about the word count until they stopped right in mid thought. And it was really a blessing. So I removed that parameter. I,
Okay. Okay. Good. 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 I'm going to take a sip of what I'm drinking tonight. Listen, our drink tonight is an Arnold Palmer. What are you drinking tonight?
water with lemon and cucumber.
Oh, you make me happy. All right. I am drinking lemonade and iced tea and Arnold Palmer loaded with sugar.
No.
Really, it's not that loaded with sugar, but it has more sugar than I should be having. Listen, what I want you to know is that this is a place where you can come and have a conversation. This may be called a talk show, but it's a place where we come as authors, we come as coaches, we come as speakers, we come
Mhm.
as entrepreneurs, and we come as small business owners, and we just share what we have to share with you. And so every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can meet me here around the table where we have diverse conversations. We are powered by CTR Network, which is a network in itself, and we are in over 3,000 homes. Bigger than
Wow.
that. I think I'm off on my numbers. And so you are actually going to be able to know that you can see it on your Roku channels under the CTR network. We are powered by CTR network. And so it's really important to know that it's not just looking at numbers that may see the show now, but it's what happens in the future. We are international. We go to Africa. We go around the nation. And so as we are rebranding and redeveloping this show, I would like you, if you are interested, if you're an author, if you're a coach, or you're a speaker, or you're an entrepreneur, I would love to have you on the show. Just go ahead and DM me. I am Alicia George. There's no apostle or doctor in front of it. Just DM me, Alicia George, and let me know that you're interested in coming on the show, and I'll give you all the information to allow you to be a part of this show. And so let's get back to my guest tonight as we get ready to close. Dr. Yolanda, what are you so passionate about right now at this stage in your life? I know it's the book. So if it's a book, fine. We'll talk about the book. What other things are you up to? What are you doing? What is going on in this network that you have?
There's a lot going on. Even I know even in terms of ministry, that's who I am, is ministry. And so, my husband is, has stepped into his own, and he's, just, really excited about the Lord, what God is doing. And he even changed his Facebook name to Kingdom Living. So it's all about, understanding, you know, that we are kingdom citizens. So that's something that is really, both he and I are passionate about now, is just trying to get people to understand their kingdom citizenship. Getting them to understand, my husband has a book, Why Do You Doubt? We shouldn't doubt. We're kingdom citizens. God said it and we believe it. Whether we believe it or not, we can have things whatsoever we ask. And so, he's really adamant, and if you really study the word, it's all about, just speaking things. It's like um ministering how God ministered. We didn't have to, really lay hands on people to get them healed, and your vision, and
Speak.
we
Yes, come on.
just spoke. God's
Speak.
healed.
Yes.
With man with the withered hand, stretch your hand out, bam, it's healed. And so we're talking about kingdom citizenship, kingdom faith. That's what we're talking about now. And there's very seldom you hear, about a kingdom message, so to speak. But now,
Mhm.
this is what we have to do nowadays, because people are dying, not knowing who they are. Even people in the church
Yes.
understanding that
Yes.
they're kingdom citizens. We have the power and the authority to call those things that be not as though they are. And so we have to walk in our kingdom citizenship. And that's another thing I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about, like, I feel like, we feel like we're honeymooning all over again. It's like, hey, so I'm passionate about, not only my marriage, but the healing and joy of other marriages. I would love to see couples healed and whole, and doing,
Yes.
loving on each other, bringing back the value of family, bringing back the value of marriage God's way, between man and woman. And just really ministering to the young couples, especially. It's not all about what's in the bed, it's all about what's in your heart.
Come on, Pastor.
I'm just really, adamant about, those things. So, and of course, all these years, this is my passion: ministry, ministering to and mentoring young ladies, helping young couples, and just, doing God. In other words, doing God, and that's what it's all about. However, you can still do God and enjoy life. The word of God says God came that we may have life, and life more abundantly, right? So no, we don't have to sit in church 24/7, getting obese off the word. The
Come
ministry,
on. Come on.
the
That's
four
good.
walls of the church.
That's good. I
Be like,
see you out there enjoying your life. I see
okay,
you and your honey, as you call him, out there enjoying your life. And that is such a good point, so that people understand that life does not have to be in the four walls. Because I remember when I heard God telling me marketplace ministry, I was like, huh? And he kept saying it for about a year and a half before I obeyed. And I was stuck, or felt that I was stuck in the four walls of the church. But once I was obedient, I saw how God just opened up doors for my business, like just wide open, because I was obedient. But it did not mean that I had stopped being an apostle. It did not mean that I am no longer speaking about God. It does not mean that I am no longer kingdom. What it has done is it has taken me to a whole new different venue outside the church, where I can meet people who are now understanding and not feeling guilty about moving forward with their businesses. And for that, I am so blessed and so grateful for. And as we start to grow in these different areas of our lives, we start to understand, is Honey talking to you? He may as well come and stick his head in here and say hi, because he just a talking.
Who? Who?
Is someone speaking to you?
No.
Okay. Okay. And so we just have to understand that when we are on purpose and we're doing what God has called us to do, that we will see things in our life take a different shape. I just relaunched my ministry last month. I just did AM George Ministry, and I have and what I did was I had four powerful women on that it was called They Preached. Because what we have to know and understand is we can preach and still be in the marketplace. And for me, boss business coaching, which is the business that God's given me, it's marketplace ministry. And that's exactly what it is. It's ministry. I talk about God all day to my clients, everything that's going on. So it's just so awesome. So let's get back and close out where we began. Tell our listeners once again the finalization of this project, what it's really going to affect, so that those that may have come in late or may listen to the replay may catch it if they did not hear the beginning.
Okay. Once again, the project is called Sister to Sister, and it's SUSTAH, the number two, SUSTA. So Sister to
Okay.
um,
Okay.
and it's inspirational words from resilient Black American women. And so basically, what the book is women offering words of inspiration, words of encouragement, um, to women that are in transitioning situations, be it domestic violence shelters, regular homeless shelters, incarceration, even Covenant House, which is a runaway teens um, program, a house now in Hollywood. It used to just be, the teens would just congregate there. So this couple bought this building, and now it's called Covenant House. So the book will go there, and that's what it's all about: is helping people
Okay.
in transitioning situations. So that's what this book is all about. Um, and then it's also, you can provide your business information, your services, your church, whatever business or office or services you offer. You could send it to me, and it will go into the Sister to Sister resource directory. Because
Okay. So you can actually be in the
yeah,
directory without actually writing in the book.
correct, correct.
Awesome. Awesome. This is so good. Well, listen, Pastor Yolanda, I want to say thank you so, so very much for being my guest this evening on Around the Table, sharing this information that's very pertinent, needed, and necessary. And a new feature that we've added to our broadcast is our broadcast that is played on that is recorded on Friday will also be rerun on Wednesdays. So if someone didn't see it on Friday, you can catch the broadcast on Wednesdays at the same time, 5 p.m. Eastern 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we will rerun this next week, Wednesday. And so I just want to say once again, I so appreciate you. I am so glad that you stuck to this project, because this project is going to change so many lives. And with that said tonight, thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for coming, sitting around the table and sharing with us. Is there any last words that you'd like to say?
Just if anyone want to participate, please feel free to reach out.
How do
Because
they reach out?
we are building women and not our pockets.
Amen. How do they contact you?
They could either email. Oh, they can go on Facebook, ladies, Yolanda, Lady with Purpose, or they can send me a DM on Facebook.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
So either DM her on Facebook or go on Facebook to her Facebook page and grab her email. So once again, thank you so much for being here with us this evening. I really appreciate you, and we will speak to you in the very near future. God bless you. Listen, I am so excited. Ladies with Purpose and how they overcome. This is a different take of writing a book and doing a project. It's not just writing a book. As she said, it will become a directory that will be a tool for women who may be leaving a shelter, someone that may be coming out of prison, or different resources. Maybe you need a hairstylist. There may be a hairstylist listed in there. So it's going to be a resource. So those of you who may think that you want to be a part of this project, please contact Dr. Yolanda Everett on Facebook or DM her. Remember that July the 5th is the absolute deadline for this project. Once again, I am Apostle Dr. Alicia George, and it's been my pleasure to sit with you around the table. So let someone know about us and come on back next week and join us. So until then, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be here every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As my cousin Lorraine always says, have a great day today and a better one tomorrow.